For the past 2 years, up until I'll say last week, I had myself deep in a narcissistic dynamic with my ex and also his family. First, I want to say yes, it was a choice for me to be with my ex. He was showing me red flags that he had narcissistic personality disorder. While we were together, he couldn't keep that mask up forever, and he definitely was love bombing me. I chose to stay thinking that he would change and that we could make something work out of that. So I'm not looking for anybody's pity. Now, I've been in all kinds of relationships. I've been in a physically abusive relationship as well, but I would have to say hands down that the worst experience I ever had was being emotionally abused. It's hard to heal and fix what somebody does to you mentally. Wounds on your body heal easy, but anything that has to do with any type of trauma or emotional abuse, that type of shit takes a long time, takes years. Sometimes people never heal from it. You usually never get any type of closure or any type of apology with this type of trauma, with this type of person, i.e. a narcissist. This could be a man or a woman. Some people don't even consider emotional abuse and gaslighting as abuse. They think that abuse is just somebody putting their hands on you. No. Emotional abuse goes way deeper than that. It's meant to tear you apart and bring you to the lowest point that you'll ever really feel in life. I think a lot of people are too ashamed to speak on their specific experiences with being gaslit and emotionally abused. Experiencing it firsthand with somebody that I got so close with was the most heartbreaking thing. It took me a while to get over it. Now, my ex, he's definitely a narcissist, but I know he also has avoidant attachment disorder. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I had to learn how to heal from having an anxious attachment. That's another story for another day. Out of that situation, we ended up having a child. It was a traumatic experience for me, but I tried my best to get close to that person's family members. No matter what I did, there was always drama. There was no real sense of being able to trust anyone because I was constantly being gaslit by each and every person part of that family. At that point, the only generational curse that you can break is teaching your child to love themselves so they don't end up with a narcissist when they get older. You will find somebody who's going to love you and your kid or your kids. There are men who love and support women in those kinds of situations. They marry you, they want to spend their life with you, have kids, not have more kids with you. Don't ever limit yourself to people who drain your energy and who constantly make you feel like you have to prove yourself to them. You're just not going to be happy and your mental health is just never going to be good. I remember speaking to them and thinking that they could relate. I found myself in a long cycle of repeating myself and trying to give as many details as possible, trying to really explain how I felt and what was going on. I see things from both sides. I'm on the outside, so I know exactly what's going on both sides, and you're only seeing things from your point of view. He's not like that. I grew up with him, so I know exactly what his personality is like and what he would and wouldn't do, and I don't think he would do that. I raised him, and I didn't raise him like that, so I don't really think that what you're saying is true. There has to be a reason why he did X, Y, and Z. He's not helping you pay for anything. Well, that's probably because he just can't, Maybe he's financially struggling, and I don't know, he's trying. To me, he's trying. I can give you some money and nobody has to know about it, It's for the baby, so we don't even have to talk about it. I can just send you money. Just tell me how much you need and I'll help you out. As long as it helps the baby. And it doesn't matter where the money comes from, as long as the baby's good, right? Well, why didn't you just let him be a part of your pregnancy and be there for you? This is someone who literally abandoned me every chance that he got. Every chance. Gaslighting is a form of abuse. It can destroy your mental health so much to the point where you don't even know what to trust in reality, because the reality that you're part of, that you're experiencing, is never being validated. It really alters your mind and it makes you feel like you're going crazy. Even with proof. And they still didn't want to believe what I was saying. They still were subscribed to that person's version of the story. I wouldn't wish anybody being part of a narcissistic family dynamic on my worst enemy. Becoming a part of it, you don't have to be born in it. You can also end up having a child with somebody part of that family. Then you're basically like trapped in it until you decide to get out of it. Gaslighting, narcissistic abuse, emotional manipulation, that person having an issue with control, all of that will literally drive you to want to self-delete. And your mental health will go to trash dealing with people like that. Save yourself and try to save your child as much as you can from that type of situation. Yeah, that person's probably gonna have to still see the child, but do it through court. If him or her will ruin your life and there will be nothing you can do about it, besides just going to court. Don't tell the judge that they're narcissistic, but try to let things be on a level of co-parenting enough where you can do visitations, whether you do on week off, weekends, whatever the case is, or holidays. Have set days where you know that person's going to be around, because dealing with somebody who wants to have control over everything, you're never going to have stability in your life. You're going to start to deplete. Your energy is being sucked by all the members of that family. You're just never going to be happy like that. So take it from me and just stop trying to prove your experience. God knows what happened, and you know what happened. You have the proof. You have to move on. You have to heal from it. Be happy, even if that's with somebody else. It made me understand that people are going to believe what they want to believe. Stop caring about what other people think about you. Just stop. You're still growing. You have things that you need to learn, and nobody's perfect. So don't ever think that somebody who's trying to place judgment on you is perfect, because they probably have a lot more problems than they're portraying. People are not going to understand your side of every story besides you. And sometimes you can get too real for people, especially people who want to live in false realities just to make themselves feel better about life and their situation. Honesty it's really not for everybody. It's not. It took me 30 years to learn that. So just take it from me. There are some people that you can vent to, yeah, the people that you're close with, and even then, sometimes those people, they can fall short too. I mean, you don't appreciate them. It's just, only you're gonna understand what you've been through, and that's okay. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. It doesn't mean that your feelings are not valid. Just stop trying to prove to people who don't care about your side of the story for real that you've been through what you've been through. God was just trying to teach you how to love yourself. Sometimes we can be stubborn as people, and the lesson has to be that hard. It's okay. It doesn't make you any less worthy. And that's one thing I don't really like about this app, is that men and women just bring each other down about stuff like that. Everybody has a past. Everybody had a life. Nobody is perfect. Everybody's made mistakes. And there's no specific guideline or way that you have to do things to be worthy of anything. And one of these days, I'm going to make a story time about it. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time, but I wanted to make a story time after I healed from everything. Just wanted to make sure that I was talking about it from a healed space. But yeah, stop trying to prove yourself to people. Okay? You don't need to. You already were always worthy. You were made in God's image. I'm not trying to get religious, but it's true. God always has a plan. You are not alone. It just felt that way, especially dealing with narcissistic personalities. You were made to feel that way on purpose. You had light and you had love in you that they didn't have. They were siphoning energy from you. When you break away from it and you look back on it, then you can really recognize what was going on. It's a trauma bond. I gotta go pick my husband up.
I thought this was a photo.